Then the last two, Vidya and Avidya. You will have to overcome even your knowledge. You will have to overcome ignorance. If you overcome everything, what is remaining? Tattvamasi. Climbing all these 18 steps indicates you will have to overcome all these 18 tattvas. And what is remaining is Bhagavan himself. When you go to Bhagavan, he says, Tattvamasi. When you have overcome all these, what is remaining? You and me are one. That is Advaitam. That is what Bhagavan is showing Chilmudra there. This is Ahankara, this is Maya, this is Karma. You Jivatma, you take the first step, slightly bend towards me. Jivatma and Paramatma will become one. That's what Bhagavan is teaching in Sabarimala. He is a guru there. He is not only a Bhagavan, he is a guru. He is giving this lesson. Jivatma and Paramatma can become one. You can become God. When you cross all these 18 steps. You detach yourself from Ahankara, Maya and Karma. Then you leave your ego. You first start. You take the first step. When you bend towards me, I will merge yourself with me. You and I are one. Tattvamasi. So this is it is called Tattva Shobhan. The 18 steps represent the 18 tattvas as indicated by Bhagavan himself. So wherever Bhagavan is there, 18 steps are there. Now Sabarimala is surrounded by this Tattva Shobhanam is representing 18 tattvas. Is on a the spiritual plane. On physical plane, Sabarimala is surrounded by 18 hills. Each hill is ruled by a deity. And they are actually blessing the devotees who are coming to Sabarimala. So all these 18 deities who are ruling 18 hills around Sabarimala, they are actually guarding the 18 steps. So and they are worshipped during the Padi Puja. The Padi Puja is done. All the 18 deities who are guarding the 18 steps, they are being worshipped. And actually, it is these 18 deities who are blessing the devotees, who are claiming on them for all their desires. Because as I said earlier, when you go to Sabarimala, stand in front of Bhagavan, you cannot offer any of your prayers there. Because you can only experience bliss, nothing else happens. You stand in front of him, you are in ultimate state of bliss, you forget everything, come back. Only after coming some 10 to 12 steps, you realize that you have forgotten all your prayers. You try to go back, stand in the queue, go there. Again, it is the repeat mode, the same process is happening. So who is actually taking care of your individual request? All the devatas of the 18 steps are taking care of your request. All the devatas, right from Annapurna, 18 individual devatas are stationed in 18 steps. They are guarding the 18 steps. They are blessing the devotees. Yes.
One question.
Yes.
So what is the significance of the poster, the way actually look at any of the writings in our life? Ayyappan, anything that
He's asking about what is the uniqueness of Ayyappa's posture. Bhagavan is in tapas in Sabarimala. So each and every devata is having a posture. For example, Panduranga in Pandaripuram is the songs which you sing for Panduranga is called Abhang. What is the meaning of Abhang? When you see Krishna is Tribhangi. In 3 places he is having a bhangam. Head, hip and leg. It's crossed. But Panduranga is standing straight. So Krishna is Tribhangi, Pandu is Abhangi. Panduranga. So each and every individual pose has a meaning. In Sabarimala, Bhagavan is in tapas. He is in penance. So he is sitting in a yogic pose. There are so many forms for Shastra. In Sabarimala it is Yoga Shastra. Bhagavan is in Sabarimala is called Yoga Peetam, Mahayoga Peetam. In Mahayoga Peetam, Bhagavan is doing penance for us. For that, he is having the Chidmudra because he is the Guru. He is giving that Upadesham as Tattvamasi, Mahavakya Saropadesham. So he is showing, his right hand is showing Chinmudra. Bhagavan, both his legs are together. It is tied with a Yoga Pattam. It is called Yoga Pattam. The belt which is covering his knees is called Yoga Pattam. The purpose of this Yoga Pattam for a yogi, has anybody ventured sitting like Ayyappa? Have you tried? Actually, it is not possible. Because both your feet are well grounded, your back is touching the ground, the same level, your left hand with your resting on your knee, and with right hand in mudra, definitely you will topple down. You cannot sit like that. But Bhagavan is sitting in that particular posture with this Yoga Pattam tied, which means if you tie that Yoga Pattam, you can sit in that posture for hours together. That is holding the Kundalini Shakti. Bhagavan is in tapas. He is doing penance for us. So holding the Kundalini Shakti, he is sitting in that particular yogic posture. There are so many interesting stories for this. That is, Bhagavan's leg is tied with this Yoga Pattam because for some other reason, if Pandalam Raja is going to come, Bhagavan has to get up. All those are interesting stories, that's all. But the real, because most of the forms of Shastra is having this Pattam. Even in some other temples, even Aryagav Shastra is having this. That is called Veera Pattam. In Sabarimala, he is a yogi, so it is called Yoga Pattam. So that particular posture is called, that particular posture in which Bhagavan is sitting, even there is Yoga Narasimha. If you go to Sholingar near Chennai, Narasimha is sitting in the same posture, he is called Yoga Narasimha, but his legs will be crossed. Both his legs will be crossed. But in Sabarimala, Bhagavan's pose, both his feet will be together, they are grounded. This particular pose is called Harivarasana. Yeah, you can see that. Right now we can see. The Yoga Narasimha, it is in the same temple, it is there behind Chakradharva. But in Ayyappa's pose, both his legs are placed together. It is actually a pose of a lion. Hari means lion. Hari Varasanam. And that is the reason that song was composed. That pose is unique. Only to Ayyappan. No other temple, no other deity. It is only unique to Ayyappan. So Bhagavan is sitting in a particular unique posture called Harivarasanam. And we think that Harivarasanam is a song, is a lullaby to Bhagavan. No. It is not a song to make Bhagavan go to sleep. No. It is a prayer. It was a prayer. It was originally called Hariharatmaja Devashtakam. I'll talk about that later. Now here, that the posture is unique to Sabarimalai, and Bhagavan is sitting in a posture called Harivarasana because he is always in yoga. And if you see, at the end of monthly pujas or the Makara Mandala pujas, Bhagavan will be actually covered with Bhasma, Vibhuti. And he will be adorned with a Rudraksha Mala, one Rudraksha Mala on his neck, and another Rudraksha Mala connecting his right hand and left hand, as if he is doing japa. And one Yoga Dandam, that Mudravadi, will be kept on his shoulders. So Bhagavan goes back to yoga, into penance, until the next month opening is happening. So Bhagavan is in yoga, and that particular posture is Harivarasana, means a yogic posture. Sharanam.
So you mentioned about the Mudravadi. Right? When I asked my dad, I'm asking this in English, sorry, so everybody can understand. He said, Mudravadi is not something that you buy. Is it something that you should be destined to get it? Some guru.
You should earn it.
You should earn it. Some guru should have given it to you. But I know I'm seeing a lot of Swamis here, especially in US. They come to me and they say, Swami, I have completed 18 years. Can you get me a Mudravadi? Or can I go and buy it?
It's not only in US, it's happening everywhere. And now it is very much readily available in other spiritual stores also.
Yes. And I also know, like, they put that silver ring around it every, it is a significance, right? So can you explain a little bit because some Swamis can.
See, Mudravadi is actually something which is considered as a representative of Bhagavan himself. So it is not an easy thing to carry it. People are out of, so today we are seeing so many people, they think once they have completed 18 years, they should carry one. It's not so. It has become a fancy object today. Sorry to say this, but this is the reality. Without knowing the significance or without knowing what is this, what is Mudravadi, people are having that. Just like Subramanian Swami is having his veil, Shakti Ayudham. Mudravadi is actually considered to be at one point as a weapon of Ayudham of Bhagavan, and it is representing Bhagavan himself. And the niyamas which are to be followed when you are having a Mudravadi is much difficult and much intense, even if it is more than if you are having a Vigraham. The practices that should be followed for a Mudravadi is more than that of a Vigraham. So Bhagavan is invoked in that Mudravadi. Mudravadi is not different from Bhagavan himself. If you are having that in hand, which means you are carrying Bhagavan himself. And that puja has to be done, and accordingly Abhishekam has to be done, and it has to be taken care in that way. Without knowing the significance or the pujas to be done, or the japam to be done, you cannot just bring a Vigraham and keep it aside according to your convenience, right? If you are inviting somebody to your house, you will have to treat them properly. Only then they will be happy. If you are bringing them and putting them in some corner, definitely even if it is Mahatma Gandhi, he is going to curse you at some point of time. Similarly, a Mudravadi, definitely it requires more pujas and more practices to be carried out, and it is the representative of Bhagavan himself. So, as he rightly said, you cannot buy it. Buying is not possible actually. You should earn it. If you are ready for that, it will reach you. It will reach you, that's all. And there are so many conditions for that. Even for the size of the Mudravadi, there is a condition. It is according to the individual. For that individual's finger size, so many things are there for that. Only based on that will be decided. And that will be decided only by the Guru. And if the Guru is convinced that this person is okay to carry that, he will give it to you. Or it will reach you. If you are going to buy from a shop, nothing more to say.
நான் தமிழ்ல கேட்குறேன். ஐயனாருக்கும் ஐயப்பனுக்கும் உள்ள ஒற்றுமை என்ன? சாஸ்தான்னு நம்ம சொல்றது சாத்தன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பெயரோடைய இன்னொரு திரிபு அது சார்ந்து நீங்க பேசியிருக்கீங்க. அதை இங்க எல்லாரும் கேட்குற மாதிரி புரிஞ்சுக்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லுங்க.
தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும், இங்கிலீஷ் சொல்லணும்? தமிழ்லேயே சொல்லணும். Okay, fine. See, the name Ayyana, the name Ayyappan, Hariharaputran, Shasta, it all indicates a single deity. There's no doubt about it. People, we get confused because we think that Ayyanar is some village deity or folk deity. No. Bhagavan is called with so many names, out of which Ayyan is a common name. It's called out of respect to Bhagavan, for Shasta especially. Ayyan indicates Shasta. And there are so many temples in Tamil Nadu. Bhagavan is called Kroshakaya Namaha. For each Krosha is a distance from which you can hear the other person's sound. That is called Krosha. Bhagavan is called Kroshakaya Namaha, which means for each and every Krosha is having a temple. And that is true. We think in India, Ganapati is having maximum number of temples. No. It is Shasta who is having maximum number of temples. According to my finding, I have a list which is talking about some 7,000 to 8,000 temples of Shasta alone. It is the list I am having. I don't know there are how many temples more to be explored. So Bhagavan is known with different names in different part of the country. In Telugu Desam, Andhra Desam, people worship Gurunatha. Gurunatha is again Shasta, Gurunatha Swami. So many Telugu people have Gurunatha Swami as their Kuladevata. That is Shasta. Gurunatha is Shasta, no doubt.
So they do the Gurunatha Puja.
Yes, that is a unique puja for Shasta, because I have seen the puja Kalpam, the Dhyana Slokam very clearly says, Ichcha Shakti Mayim Purnam Kriya Shakti Shiva Keshava Sambhutam. That's how it starts. Shiva Keshava Sambhutam. And it ends with Ichcha Shakti Mayim Purnam Kriya Shakti Cha Pushkalam Tammande Sarva Bhutesham Gurunatham Kuleshwaram. So Gurunatha Swami is none other than Shasta. In Gujarat side, he is called as Revanta Murti. Revanta is none other than Shasta. In Bengal side, he is called as Devottama. Devottama is Shasta. In few other parts, he is called Arya. Arya Deva is Shasta. Hariharaputra is Shasta. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu side, we call him as Ayyanar. R is an attribute, an extra attribute, just to mark the respect. Ayyanar. So Ayyanar, in Tamil Nadu, we use this R, the attribute for showing our respect. In Kerala, the use of Appan is there at the end of the name, because we have Ethumanur Appan, Akyat Appan, Guruvayur Appan. Similarly, this name Ayyan, when it came to Tamil Nadu, it became Ayyanar. When it came to Kerala, we went to Kerala, it became Ayyappan. That's all. So it is, without any doubt, both are same. Ayyanar and Ayyappan both are same. And people are having some misconception that Ayyanar is a village deity, and in cinema and other things they show Ayyanar is something who is with a big moustache, having some sword and everything. No. If you go to the temple and see, Ayyanar is not that way. Ayyanar is as Shantamurti as Subramanian Ayyappan only, without any moustache, and he is having, most probably he will be having a whip or he will be having a flower. And in no temple, Ayyanar is having animal sacrifice. He is a Satvika deity. And Shasta, as I said, is known in different forms or different names. Tatra Tatra Stale Stitaha. In each and every place he is stationed with a different name. So, Ayyanar, Ayyappan, Revantan, Devotaman, Aryan, Hariharaputran, Shasta, Ayyappan, it is one and the same. Bhagavan is having different attributes in different places, so he is called with different names. That's all. So, it's 100% without any doubt, it is the same deity.
அதனுடைய ஒரு வழி தொடர்ந்த ஒரு கேள்வியா, ஆசீவகத்துக்கும் ஐயனாருக்கும் சம்பந்தமே
கிடையாது. It is a cooked up story. Let me tell you very clearly. Because Asivagam or Ajivagam, to be precise, originated during the time of Vardhamana Mahavira by Margali Gosa. They have no clue or no idea about, it is a Nastika Matam. They don't have any deity. Ajivagam is a Nastika Matam. Ajivagam has now connection with Ayyanar or Shasta. They want to somehow distort our belief system. For a very long time they are doing this. See, Puri Jagannatha is there. They said Puri Jagannatha, Tirupati Balaji, Pandaripuram Panduranga, Kanjipuram Kamakshi, all these are Buddhist deities is a claim. It is a false claim. Similarly, they have started with a new thing. Because Shasta worship is getting prominent, so they are trying to take over that. So come with a new story saying that Ajivagam is Shasta worship. No. Let them show a proof. There is no proof.
Yeah, I have a question. Which yuga did the Ayyappa worship start?
Ayyappa worship or Shasta worship?
Shasta worship.
Shasta worship happened from Krita Yuga, because taking Samudra Madanam, Alari Madanam. During that time, Mohini Avatara of Mahavishnu happened. Shiva Mohini union, Bhagavan incarnated in Krita Yuga.
And then current title in Ayyappa temple in Sabarimala, I think it probably started in 60s or something like that. Before that, was there a Swayambhu Ayyappa in Sabarimala?
See, yesterday I explained that.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you, no problem. Bhagavan Shasta's worship is from day one. From first Yuga itself it is there. Manikanta Avataram happened somewhere during Ramayana era, which is Treta Yuga. And from that day, Sabarimala temple is there. But in the Bhutanatha Upakyanam, it is very clearly said, the Raja, the Rajashekara Pandit was shown with so many forms of Shasta by Parasurama, and he was asked to choose the Murti, which Murti you need to be installed in Sabarimala. There are so many Shasta Murtis, out of which you need which form. And he was so impressed with the Yoga Murti of Shasta, and he decided that this Yoga Murti will be there. So it may be a Swayambhu Murti, or it may be a proper Vigraham. We don't have any clear idea on that. But the Sankalpam is of Yoga Murti from day one. But the Bodhanatha Upakyanam itself, in so many places, it says, Bhagavan himself is comparing Shabarimala to Kashi at one place. Bhagavan himself, he says, Mallingam Vishwanadasya. My Murti is Vishwanathan. Pamba is Ganga. Sakshat Bhagirathi Pamba, Bhagavan says. So for my devotee, it is not necessary for him to go to Kashi. When he comes to Shabarimala, that is Kashi for him. I am Vishwanatha. So there are so many Murtis in Shabarimala. According to my understanding, some 13 to 14 Murtis have been replaced in Shabarimala over a period of time. For all these years. We don't know exact numbers. When it happened, we have no idea. But the present Murti, what we see today, was installed somewhere around 1951. Before that in 1901, one Murti was changed due to a fire accident. And we don't know before that what happened. And there is a belief that for few years there was a Dharu Murti, that is a Murti which was made in wood. So there are so many occasions the Murtis were replaced in Shabarimala. So we don't have any clear record on that. The current Murtis was what we see today was installed during 1951. Because of a planned forest fire. Let me put it very clear. It is not an accident. It was a planned forest fire. And Bhagavan's Murti was damaged with a pre-planned motive. Unfortunately, what their idea was to stop pilgrims from going to Sabarimala after that, but it increased multifold after that. That was Bhagavan's Sankalpa. Thank you. Yes.
Any other question? First of all, I think we'd like to thank the gods present in this temple. This is a Shiva Vishnu temple, as all of you know, based on the Dvajastambam we got. Lord Venkateshwara and Lord Vishwanatha. So we talk about Harihara Putran, Ayyappan. It's very appropriate that uniting these both gods, that we have Harihara Sudan.
Now I have one more information to add on that.
Yeah.
Bhagavan is not only Harihara Putran, but there is as a Triveni Sangamam, when you go to Triveni Sangamam, only Ganga and Yamuna is seen. Saraswati in the undercurrent. You cannot see Saraswati, but Saraswati is there as an undercurrent stream. Similarly, in Bhagavan's incarnation, he is seen as Harihara Putra, but the undercurrent unseen Saraswati is Devi.
Devi is also.
Bhagavan is called Bhagavan. In the Lokaviran we say Parvati Hridayanandam, which indicates Bhagavan manifested originally from Devi's Hridayanandam. Then he manifested as Harihara Putra. So this temple is very apt, having all the three deities.
Thank you for explaining that. I think it's wonderful for us to understand our own temple and the significance, and we are all blessed to have such a beautiful temple, and also blessed to have, Swami Shasta Arvind's, pravachan today here. And he actually said that, Swamiji is beyond, like when it's a representation of the Advaitam, and showing that Chinmudra, and all of us are trying to reach that. There is also someone, like, we don't consider the Jivatma, the thumb, the Paramatma, the thumb, and the Jivatma, the pointer finger, has to touch, right? When they don't touch, that is all kind of representing us. We are still trying to reach that Paramatma. We are still not there. So that is the connection that I think we explained it very well, and also significance of the 18 steps. And we are very blessed to have a separate temple coming up in Austin Hindu Temple Complex for Swami Ayyappan. So with that, so the update is that originally we started with the Utsavamurti, and now we will build a temple of 2,000 square feet. Then we had a Krishnan Nambudiri Pad Kanipayur So he came and then he said the ideal location will be that southern part of the temple, aligned with the main temple, and he increased that overall size. He suggested according to the Agama, and we also wanted to do Anga Pradekshanam inside. So it will be a 3,000 square feet temple. So
Please let it happen here because in Shabarimala they are not allowing us to do Anga Pradarshana.
And we will have the 18 steps, and another holy aspect of Austin Hindu temple having Ayyappan, the Sannidhanam here is we will have a holy path. We have a 76 acres total land. So we are trying to simulate, similar to what we do, Keding the Irumudi, walking the holy path and arriving at Ayyappa. And you reach that at that stage of crossing that 18 steps, 18 stages, and with the tapas, you should reach that Jnanam of Advaitam and Tattvamasi. So this is a goal for all of us, not just Ayyappa Swami. So, let's all, pray and all should go well. And let's chant, Swami So with a small token of appreciation, you're from Austin Hindu Temple, Krishnamaji, come, please come.
You give it, sir.
Yeah. So you. So this. So
I also want to thank Sadaji and Krishnamaji, the entire board and the ACT for to make this happen. So anytime with the Ayyappa Puja, any Ayyappa event, they are tirelessly working to make it happen. So thank you.
Ayyappa.
okay. So I'd like to, in addition to this, like to thank the temple administration, Krishna Mohanji and Krishna Kondapaliji, and everyone else, and also the priest, Divakarji and Lilith, and he was here. So they've done a wonderful job for Ayyappa Puja every month, and for every time we have a devotee's request. And we will continue to do that until we accomplish the goal. So it's a matter of time as to when we reach that, and we count on Swami Ayyappa's blessing for that to happen. Okay? As a small appreciation for all of you, taking your time to come listen to the pravachan. We have refreshments in the kitchen.
We have tea. So tea and
Okay.
some little bit of
Yes,
so
please
some
do join us, and we can continue to ask more questions for Swami. Thank you once again, Swami. Yeah.
Swami.
Swami Ayyappa.